Welcome to DRC Racing, and happy 2022 to everyone. It's finals time. DRC Open Street Championship. You're looking at the 4 Diecast models that have survived 2 incredible rounds of racing to get across this finish line in this final race of the DRC Open. This tournament has seen it all. Controversial finishes, a ravine that gobbles up more than their fair share of cars and drivers, and I'm Big Sam, atop the big drop, your humble racing commentator for today's final. We are going to be looking at the cars and drivers for today's race. Let's start with Bolo Brown from the USA in the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and representing miniature car racing, Bolo dominated quarterfinal 1 with 18 points, the most of any driver so far in a race, and also easing through the semifinal as well. Scooter Roundwell in the Ford GT out of Canada and Spirit of 64 Racing won their quarterfinal 2 race and benefited in the semifinals when Superman Dion seemingly had the race in hand, crashed into the finish line area, and gave the advance to Scooter Roundwell in 3 overtimes. In quarterfinal 4, it was Kurt Danager driving the McLaren P1 out of Japan and Rallycross Racing. RXGT is a DRC sponsor and benefited greatly in the quarterfinal when Lily the dog dumped her car into the ravine, dropping the last race and allowing Kurt to advance in a very close semifinal with Elisabetta Simeone in the Koenigsegg Jesko from Simeone Racing and the USA. Elisabetta got 15 points in quarterfinal 4. Spinning style, often ass first, edged out Cyrano in the last race of the semifinals to make it to this point. Let's go to the top of the hill. It's time for lap number 1, where Betta and Scooter are out in front. Scooter's in front and taking off for the lead. Into the final 180 over the hills. Here comes Scooter. Bangs off the front of the lip and doesn't make it through. It looks like Kurt Danager sailed across the finish line for second. Scooter nosediving into the DRC banner, backflipping into the ravine. 0 points, and there's Kurt picking up pieces, and Bolo Brown nosediving into the dirt and flipping over barrel roll style for second place, also a bonus. I don't see Betta in the race. She did bobble a bit around the final 180, and there she is on her side, collecting 0 points in race number 1. It's 4 points for the Lambo, 5 for the McLaren. We're off for lap number 2. And Elisabetta spinning style, and Kurt Danager gets sandwiched and popped up onto the grass, lands into the infield. Betta stalls out but gets a bump from Bolo Brown, and here comes Scooter. Elisabetta gets across but doesn't until Scooter bumps her forward. What's going to be the call? Let's look at this replay. Betta hits the same spot Scooter did, but stays on to the finishing area, but not across yet. And there's Scooter Roundwell bumping her across and then also carrying himself across for second. Betta takes a piece of the track with her as it drops to the ravine. Bolo gets held up on the final 180 without any more momentum. Look at Danager just get brutalized where everyone gets a piece of Kurt as they all 3 blow by in the second 180 turn. And there's Kurt on the infield. So the drivers in race 1 that scored no points are the only 2 drivers that scored points in race 2. It's pretty close in race after race 2. This is a pivotal race 3. And Kurt Danager's out in front, but he gets spun around, and all 3 drivers blow right by him. And it's Bolo Brown way out in front, over the racetrack, and sails out of the picture frame. It looks like Scooter comes in second, and there's Bolo sailing out of the picture frame. We might have to get a measuring on that jump. That's a hell of a bonus. And there is Scooter nosediving just in front of the finish line for second place and no bonus. There's Elisabetta coming in for third with no bonus and putting herself on her lid. There's Kurt Danager hung up in the 180 for his second straight 0. Let's see what happened. Kurt gets spun around. Bolo, Scooter, and now Elisabetta all go right by Kurt Danager. Bolo out in the clear, side to side, blocking the way for Scooter to get by. handles the 180 pretty well, where Scooter stalls out, but gets a little nudge from Elisabetta in behind. Bolo, Kurt Daniger also contributes, but stalls in the 180. And you saw how that race finished with the big, long jump by Bolo Brown. Now, Bolo with a nice, comfortable lead of 9, but it's not over yet. Scooter and Betta each have 6, and Kurt's got 5. It would take a miracle for Kurt to get back into this final, but it's not over yet. There's one more race to go, and all Bolo needs to do is to come in second place or third place with a bonus, and he's got the championship. Scooter and Betta need to get to work, and they're out early, which is great. Scooter is in front, Betta closing behind in reverse. Scooter's in first, and Betta sails past him on the rail, clipping a little bit of the finish line pole, and if I'm not mistaken, Bolo Brown caromed off the banner and slid across for second place. Let's see this. Scooter gets loose on the big drop, and Betta does get across, clips the finishing pole for the bonus, and watch Bolo Brown slide across for second place, bouncing off the DRC banner. The momentum carries Scooter across for third place, and here comes Daniger for fourth, finishing on his lid, but that won't matter. If I've got it correct, that second place finish without a bonus gives Bolo Brown the championship with 12 points, and just edging out Elisabetta Simeone for second place. Elisabetta did everything she needed. If Scooter Roundwell could have just captured that second place spot, we'd be going to overtime, but instead it's Scooter over the hills, Betta in reverse, closing in behind. Let's see it one more time. Bolo Brown waiting for his moment and opportunity, and that's when it happens. And that's when Elisabetta takes over and overtakes Scooter in the air, clipping the finish line pole, and the momentum gets shut down when Scooter clips the lid and allows Bolo Brown to slide through for second place and the championship. And there's Bolo Brown and his crew and the Lambo Sesto Elemento posing for the cameras, accepting the hardware, and winning the 2021 DRC Open Championship. Hey, if you like this kind of racing and you're new to the track, click the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, and comments are always appreciated. A shout out to our sponsors, Cliff International Raceway and Kurt and RXGT Racing, of course. Congratulations to all the drivers. Much respect to the Diecast News family out at the Canyon. I'm Big Sam, your humble racing commentator. This has been DRC Racing, an exciting Diecast racing experience. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Have a great 2022. We'll see you at the next DRC Racing event.